Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. You have no idea how long it's taken me to say that. Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf. I'm on about the 50th take. I'm already quite tired. Anyway, in today's video, we are going to be trialing out a whole new bunch of stuff. Some of this has just landed in the UK, other bits are older than others, and if you're in the US, you've probably had these for years. I'm not bitter. Anyway, if you are new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload 2 to 3 videos here on YouTube every single week, and I'm also on Instagram if you fancy checking me out over there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces, and I would really appreciate it if by the end of this video you come and join the Pampered Wolf pack by clicking on that subscribe button, and don't forget the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Let's start off with eyes. So this first product is a relatively new buy for me. This is the NYX Ultimate Utopia palette. They do have smaller Utopia palettes if you don't want to pick up the massive version straight away. But it's so beautiful. I mean, the colour selection is absolutely gorgeous, and I will use every single one of these shades, including the Kermit Green shade that's right in the middle. Possibly not every day, but I will definitely try that out. So there are some absolutely gorgeous shades. Lots of mattes in here, 23 mattes in total. The rest of the shades are your metallic shimmers and also your glitter shades, so that you can really sparkle this up if that's what you want. But to be quite honest, if all you want to do is use the matte shades in this palette is great value for money, even if you're not going to use any of the metallics or the glitters. Beautiful, beautiful, neutral matte shades in here, making it an everyday palette for me. There's also a little bit of something for everybody. So there's this beautiful mustard shade. I really do need to get another word. Beautiful is really all I've got right now. Absolutely stunning. Here we go. There's another one. Lots of greens in here, some golds, some silvers, some cool shades, some warm shades, so there's something for everybody. If you like the teal colours, the aqua colours, greys, lilacs, this little bit of a purpley blue shade looks to die for. There's also your terracottas, reds, olive greens down here look to die for, and yeah, there's just a little bit of something for everybody. So let's get some of this on now. I'm just going to put some of my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer on my lids to begin with, just to make sure that we give these the best start. Okay, so I'm going to mix both of these two colours together, just to get a nice transition. Just a little bit of a dot in each one. And I'm just concentrating really on the crease towards the outside edge. Now the pigment in these shadows is not scary pigment, so you're not going to frighten yourself, which means that this palette is extremely beginner friendly. These are not like pressed pigments. You are going to be able to go in with quite a lot on your brush and not make a massive amount of mess. These are super easy to blend though. So I'm going to green this up a little bit because I've been eyeing up this olive green shade since I bought this palette. In fact, before I bought this palette, when I actually saw it, it was available in the US. It's taken a while to get it here though, so I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that shade and lay that down just right on the outside edge. Oh, that is nice. That is a nice shade. That does not disappoint. Then I'm going to take some more of this deeper olive metallic, and I'm just going to pop that on right at the outer corner. Then I'm going to use this goldy green shade, which I just think looks beautiful, and I'm going to apply that with my finger. This is sheerer than I was expecting it to be. I'm not mad at it. It was just, I was expecting it to be a thicker, clunkier shadow, but it's definitely not. You could probably put this on the eyelid really sheerly and just have a wash of glitter on the eyelid for a more simplistic look. Then I'm going to mix it in with this grain here, which is more of a mint green, but not a toothpaste mint green. I don't like toothpaste mint green. Really beautiful. And then I'm just going to put a tiny bit of this silvery greeny shade just right down at the base. So as you can see, I've got quite a bit of fallout on my cheeks and underneath my eyes. It's not a big issue for me. I can definitely clean... Whoa. What happened there? Okay. I'm going to have to clean that up with something other than just a tissue. But this is exactly the reason why I do my eyeshadow first. Because this sort of thing happens, and it doesn't just happen with affordable eyeshadows. This happens with high-end eyeshadows as well. The drier the formula, the more fallout that you're going to get. The creamier the shadows, you tend not to get as much fallout. But because I was really loading my brush up to get the pigmentation, that's probably why I've got quite a bit of fallout today. Anyway, I really like the shadows. They blended beautifully, but as you can see, it's going to take a little bit of clearing up. Okay, so I'm going to leave my eyes there for now. I will come back to the palette a little bit later on for the lower lash line. Let's move on to skin. Now, I'm going to go straight in with a skin tint. This is brand new, again, from NYX. I've picked up the two fairest shades. This one is light and this one is light medium. The shade range in this specific product is poor. Now, these shades are supposed to suit multiple skin tones. However, even though the shade range is a wide spectrum, so there's from really fair to really dark, I believe there are only 5 or 6 shades in total. And the jump up from each individual shade is quite a big jump. So I believe this one is going to be too fair for me, which, you know, we're getting somewhere. And this one looks a little bit too warm for me. I may end up mixing the two, but we'll see. Now, the thing that really intrigued me about this, but also irritates me in the same breath, is the packaging. So this is really beautiful packaging. It's glass based, but it's this section here that I'm just a little perplexed with, to say the least. So I'm going to explain this to you. This is like a cow's udder. So this is the udder, this is the teat, and this is the nipple. Honestly, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So you take off the nipple, you turn this upside down, so this is really like a cow's udder now, and then you squeeze the teat, and some of the product comes out. This is just freaky. Anyway, this whole thing is a little bit cumbersome, and because the glass is so heavy, I've dropped this a couple of times while I've been trying to get the product out, and if you've got a hard floor, this is going to smash. So I would have much preferred it to be in a squeezy tube, because there is no reason why this product can't be in a squeezy tube. But I had fun with the cow's udder. So let's just have a look at this one. This one is the darker of the two shades. That's not too bad. This one is, oh, let's go up there. Yeah, that's just too fair for me. So I think we're going to start off with the darker of the two shades, which is light medium, and we'll see how we get on. I may end up mixing a little bit of the two. So I am going to apply this with a brush, although I have been told you can apply this with your fingers, you can apply this with a damp blending sponge. This is extremely sheer. I mean, extremely sheer. There's really no coverage whatsoever. It's just made my skin look a little bit sweaty. This is also too warm for my skin. And I was having so much fun with the cow's udder as well. For this not to be right, it's disappointing. So yeah, it does leave that sort of sweatiness on the surface of the skin and give no coverage whatsoever. Now, the reason I wanted to try this so badly is because you all know how much I love the Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil. This is just superb. This I'm not liking at the moment. And I know it's the wrong shade for me. Let's just try mixing the two shades on the other side. Okay, so the shade is better for me, but I really don't like the finish on the surface of the skin to such an extent that I'm actually gonna take this off because I really don't like it. It also feels quite heavy on the skin, like it's an oil. So it's got a lot of glycerin in here. It's also got lots of oils in here, but it also has fragrance and essential oils. So if you like the look of this, you're wanting to try it, but you are sensitive to fragrance and essential oils, then this is definitely one to miss. I'm actually going to just take a bit of this off because it's doing nothing. It's not giving me any coverage, and the finish of this, I really don't like. Really, really don't like. So instead of wearing this, I'm gonna pop on my Old Faithful because it's lovely. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's done. I am much happier now. I've also popped a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes and just on the end of my chin. This is such good stuff, and to have the Bear With Me name on this and it not be a patch on this is... I'd love to say I'm offended. Obviously, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, let's just put it down. That's all I can say. Okay, we're gonna move on to finish off the eye look, because if I've got to go back in and, you know, sort of fluff up my concealer a little bit, if we get a bit of fallout, I'd rather do that sooner rather than later. So I'm actually going to use this beautiful aubergine eggplant type shade down here. It's lovely. I also like this shade here, but I'm not going to use that today. I will use this palette a lot though. So let's get a small brush, and I'm actually going to use this as a liner. So I'm going to pop it on the top right in my lashes and see whether that actually picks up. Just to give that a little bit of dimension, just from where the iris starts all the way to the outer edge. I really like that. It just adds a hint of warmth. I love that. Really, really pretty. And do the same on the bottom, right at the outer edge. So that's where I'm going to leave the NYX Ultimate Utopia palette for now. Really love this palette. I will definitely use it in other videos. It's just beautiful. It really is. There's that word again. Really like it. There are two drawbacks. If you're used to super pigmentation, you're not going to get it from this palette. You are going to have to layer this up. So it is going to take you a little bit longer to get that super pigmentation if that's what you're used to. Also, because these shadows are slightly drier, if you don't do your eyes first, if you do your foundation and your concealer first, you may end up in a little bit of a mess because there is a bit of fallout with this palette, especially the glittery shades. I think it's an absolute steal. Really, really like it. Okay, so let's try something else that's new. This again is from NYX, and it's their Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen in my favourite shade, which is Ash Brown, which I love. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be the same shade, ash brown, as the ash brown in the microbrow pencil. So I've just gone through my brows with my microbrow pencil spoolie just to get them where I want them. I've not set them in place. And then it says to shake the pen with the tip at the bottom, just to make sure that it's got plenty of juice. And then here we go. So, oh. Now, I don't know about you, but I've had very little success with pens like this because a lot of the time the shades go greeny tinged on me or really, really orange. So it would be really interesting to see how this goes. And you do need a light hand with this. But I'm just drawing little individual hairs on my brows just to fill them out. That ain't too shabby. That's really good. I mean, look at the difference. That's really, really good. This is where I get quite a lot of bald spots from where I've overplucked when I was younger. Very, very easy to use. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a go at fixing my brows in place and then going in with this again and filling all the bald spots in. So I'm going to grab my Benefit 24-hour brow setter, which is still my favourite, although I do like the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Fix at the moment. And I'm just going to brush through my brows and fix those in place. Interestingly, this isn't moving any of the pen that I've already put down. So very, very happy with that. So once that's dried down, I'm going to go back in with the pen and fill in any sort of bald spot areas with those fine stroke hairs. Impressed with that. Look at the difference. Really nice. So, brows completed. I have not used my NYX microbrow pencil at any point of this operation, and I like the look. Let's move on. Okay, let's move on to bronzer because I just feel like, you know, I need that summer glow. I've managed to pick up a couple of the brand new iconic Sheer Bronze liquid bronzers. I love their liquid blushes. I adore them. They are just superb. But yeah, these are brand new, so I've no idea what these are going to look like. I picked up two shades, so I have gone for Beach Vibes, which is the fairest shade, and Sunkiss, which, you know, I just felt looked really nice on the website. But we're going to see how sheer these actually run, because it may be that I run with Sunkiss. First of all, though, we'll try Beach Vibes, because it's the shade that I probably should go for. So instead of applying this with my fingers, I'm going to apply it with a stippling brush. Now, this is just a generic stippling brush. I think I got it from Superdrug. It's one of their own brand ones, and it's really fluffy, but it's very, very cheap. So I'm just going to apply that on the end of my stippling brush and just apply it to my forehead to begin with. Okay, so that's actually not too yellowy on my skin, and it's very, very subtle. Seriously, seriously subtle. So that isn't too bad. I'm now thinking, do I try the darker shade, Sunkiss? Go on then. Let's just do it. I am putting it all over my hand so not to get globs of this on the brush, and I'm just going to pat my brush in there and go in with that on my forehead. So the colour payoff of this is very subtle, and it's a sheer coverage with a glow to it, which I really, really like. So I often think that some liquid bronzers can be a little bit overkill and you're forever blending them out. This definitely isn't like that. So I'm actually going to take a little bit more of the sheer bronze and use that shade. So that is the darker of the two shades. Take a smaller brush. I really like that. Just beautiful. Really, really beautiful. I'm going to add a little bit more with a denser brush to see if we get more payoff on my forehead. And we definitely do. The denser the brush, quite obviously, the more colour payoff you're going to get. So, although I like to use a stippling brush for most cream bronzers, this one you can definitely get away with a denser brush. And it's so easy to blend out. Loving that. It's just got that really beautiful summer glow effect to it without making you look like you're sweaty. So I haven't powdered this down at all at the moment. I'm going to do that right at the end if I feel the need, or I might just add a little bit of a spritz of setting spray just to make sure that everything stays in place. We're going to move on to blush. This is another NYX product. Now, although this is a semi-new release in the UK, I believe you've had these in the US for quite some time. So I've got a couple of shades of the NYX Sweet Cheeks, and one of them, this one is Baby Doll and this one is Coralicious. Both of them look lovely. I'm going to show you swatches on the screen now. So first of all, just to make sure that I'm not going to apply too much, I'm going to do exactly the same as I did with the liquid bronzer from Iconic London, and just apply a little bit of this to the back of my hand and use the stippling brush to start off with, because these definitely do look super, super pigmented. They're also not really luminous. These have got more of a matte finish to them, which I find really, really interesting. A little bit like the NARS powder blushes. No, Air Matte blushes. Sorry about that. Getting my products mixed up. This is definitely super pigmented. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little bit of that product off this brush and really start to buff that out. This is nice. And I really like that more of a matte finish. Now, it doesn't look super matte on me. It looks more of a satiny matte, which I think is far more flattering. So I think it's safe to say that I really, really like these. They were very easy to apply, but super pigmented. So if you apply too much, you're gonna have to buff this out, and it may take a while. Okay, let's move on to the lips. Next new product is from Huda Beauty. Again, those mid-range items. This is their lip contour pencil, and it's in the shade Wifey. I absolutely adore it. I did pick up another colour as well, which is in the shade Gossip Girl. I will put the swatches on the screen for you now. I have already tried these out and they are lovely. Okay, so I've just realised that the product that I've just applied isn't brand new. It's the older version, but it's still phenomenal. Not quite sure how that happened. Anyway, I meant to buy the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0, which has a little sharpener on the bottom that you can pull off and just really easily sharpen. I'm not quite sure if the formula's changed, but if it has, I'll be miffed, because this is amazing. It's beautiful, glides on really smoothly, it's creamy. It's not that waxy feel that clings to some areas and then you get no pigment in others. Very, very easy to apply, very easy to blend out, and just, oh, it's really, really beautiful. Let's move on to the next items that definitely are brand new, both in the UK and in the US. These are the Power Bullet Cream Glow lipsticks. I have to check because I always get it wrong. And the full name of the product isn't actually written on the bottom of the product. It's only written on the packaging, which you throw away. So don't quite understand that, but Already tried these are beautiful. I have these in 5 different shades. I am going to put them on the screen now for you. So from left to right, we've got Buttercup, Angel, Sweet Cheeks, Moneymaker, and Amore. So, I mean, you all know already which one I'm going to be applying. It's definitely got to be Angel. I wore this the other day. It is the most gorgeous colour and it feels beautiful. If you're after something that's slightly pink but still a nude, and something that is light but not too light that you can't see your lips, this is definitely the shade. It's just divine. So I really like these. I'm sure you've got the point by now. I do think the packaging is a little bit on the plasticky side, but you do get that added luxury of having that magnetic clasp, which I think is really, really useful when your lipstick is in the bottom of your handbag. You know, the lid's not going to come off this. It's a really nice magnetic clasp. So that's it for this video. This is the finished look. What do you think? Mostly affordable products. I really like it. I especially love the NYX Ultimate Utopia palette. Does have its negatives, but I think the positives definitely outweigh, especially for the colour selection that you're getting and the amount of mattes in that palette. Also absolutely adore the Huda Beauty lipsticks, the lip liners, even though I didn't get the right lip liner. We're gonna gloss over that. Really also love the iconic London bronzers. Also the NYX Sweet, actually I've just liked everything, haven't I? Apart from the one major fail in this video that was the NYX Bear With Me Luminous Tinted Skin Serum. I just don't get the point of this. There is no coverage whatsoever, and I know this is supposed to be sheer, but it was like putting water on my skin. Actually, it was like putting oil on my skin. I don't need that. If I want that, I will use my skincare. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Do let me know what you've thought about it in the comment section below, and hope to see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.